All right, all right. Well, it's that kind of it's that time of the year where it's off season. You know, everybody's just about through mowing their yards. Maybe one more time, you know, and then winter sets in. It's that time of year when everybody's getting rid of all their old stuff that they just want to, you know, clear out the garage, you know, make room for this or that, or just get rid of their old stuff that's not working or whatever, right? So I run into a lot of stuff, and this time around, let me show you what I got. So I picked up a couple of mowers. One of them, this one I believe was on Craigslist, and I just said come get it, so I did, you know. And the first thing I noticed, and I've already repaired it, I mean it just needed this lever was gone, and I happen to have one that fits, so that's great. Now everything was working, but when I tried to start it, the carburetor, let's see, let me show you this one. This one had the same problem. On this there's a little, I guess you'd call it a valve that is set in right here, and what it does when you have your carburetor bolted on, and you see it has the little pump primer on it. Well, with this wide open, when you're pumping that primer, that's where it's shooting the pressure in right here. And with this out, it's just, you know, it's just not causing any pressure to get the fuel to come out of the carburetor, right? And I don't know if you can see it there, but this one does have it. Yep, there it is. You see that little thing on the end there. That's all this one needed, and this was the only carburetor I had, and it had the same problem. So that is all that one needed. This one, found it on the side of the road, and you can see it was all this was folded down like that, but just pop that up, but you can see it's in pieces. It looks like somebody tried to take everything apart. There's the muffler over here, air filter and all that stuff off the carb, and looks like some leaves got in there and into the gas tank. But they took the cover off and took the muffler off. I guess they were trying to see inside there. And I just noticed there is no blade on it either. So I saw that sitting there, and I was thinking, well, I'll just grab it and use it for parts. You know, at least get this one going and save this one for parts. Ooh, look at that! I just noticed. Look at that valve cover. It's all dented in. You can compare it to that one. These are the exact same engines, so I'll bet. Yeah, this will be interesting. I'm going to yank the carburetor off of this one, get it on this one, and get this one running, and then we'll dig into that. I'm curious to see what's under that valve cover and see what, maybe that's the problem, you know. Maybe they ran into something, dented that in. I mean, that's pretty hard too. Looks like there's only one bolt holding that thing on. But that'll be interesting. So let me go in here and yank the carburetor off real quick, swap it over, and then we'll dig into this and see if we can figure out why it wouldn't start, right? I'm interested to see what the valves look like under there. Alright, so let's do a quick fix here. I'm just going to pull this carburetor off. Looks like somebody put a hose clamp there. Get the fuel line off. Well, it looks like this is only part of the fuel line. You can see the other part of it's still on the tank. Like they just cut it. Why, I do not know. Alright, so here's the carburetor I just yanked off this other mower. And here's the one off of the parts mower. And you can see that piece is gone. This one's been mangled up. You can kind of tell. I'm going to blow into this little nozzle here. And you see all the air's coming out of there. On this one, you can hear it gurgling down in here. So that it's, when you push the bulb, it sends the air pressure down, but it goes down into the bowl and not out like this one's doing. So I've never tried this, but what if you just plug this up? You know, just put a plug on it, and maybe that would work. I don't know, but maybe I'll try it some other time, because right now I'm just going to put this one on and be on my merry way. Alright, well, I'll put some gas in it. It's got that carburetor on. Let's prime it up and see if it'll start. No problemo. Let me check the oil really quick, just to make sure. Wow, that is some nasty stuff. Definitely needs an oil change. I wanted to check. The engine sounded kind of rough there. So let's change the oil, and that'll probably run a lot better. And I'll check the spark plug too. But the main thing is, I was about to buy a carburetor, and I got these a day apart, I think. I'd picked this one up and checked out the carburetor. I was about to buy one, and the next day I found this parts one. So perfect timing, right? Alright, so that one's going to be ready to go. But this one, out of curiosity, I want to see what's going on. Now, why didn't they take that all the way off? There's still a bolt on that. I wonder if somebody intentionally did this, or it must have fallen off of something. Maybe somebody was moving and it dropped off the truck or something, because it just doesn't make any sense. Well, I don't know, because it doesn't have a blade on it either. So hear it scraping. But it looks like the magneto's scraping against the flywheel. But I want to see what's going on underneath the valve cover, out of curiosity. And I can just part this one out. I'll save the magneto, probably the gas tank, the air cover, muffler, all that stuff, and the rest of this will go to the junk pile. Well, the mowing deck and everything looks fine. I have another one over there where the engine's fine, but the mowing deck and the wheels, it's that little cheap setup that's so flimsy and real small. Maybe I'll do an engine swap on this one. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Wow. It's pretty mangled in there. You see that? The rocker arm just came right off. Huh? The rods aren't bent. Well, there's the nut down here. Yeah. So whatever happened, that looks like they hit something. It hit against the rocker arms and the bolt here, which is still down in here. I want to see if I can get that out. There it is. Wow, look at that. Just snap the bolt right off. Can you see that? Oh, there we go. Just snapped it right off. Well, there we go. Yeah, so that was kind of interesting. Just trying to figure out why they were throwing it away and why it wouldn't start. So I don't know if it fell off of a truck and hit that, mangled all this stuff up. You can see how the cover there was all bent, but there's a lot of missing screws too. These two were missing that holds the cover on, and there was only one bolt holding the valve cover on. So somebody definitely dug into it. And these pieces were off, and the blade is off. So yeah, so that's kind of a strange one. But and the spark plug's gone. So I don't know if there's any internal damage. You know, it would rotate. I could hear some scraping, but I think the scraping, you can see the magnetos just butt up against the flywheel. I think that's where the scraping was coming from. And because the valves seem to move, no problem. Valves weren't stuck. It just whenever they hit whatever with this, it snapped that right off. And so here's my other scrap one, and on this one you can see the mowing deck and the wheels. It's that really cheap stamped version, real small. But if I recall, I believe the engine was good, except for the carburetor. That other carburetor came off of this one, but it had the same problem. That little deal came off of it. Yep, this one's a little smaller. This one is a 125cc, the 450E. And those two over there were the 500E or 144cc. But that still might work, right? I'll just measure off the the crankshaft and make sure if it's the same length. I know usually the mounting is the same. Oh wait, check this out. Bingo, there's the piece off the carburetor. Yeah, so maybe I can put this back on one of those and get it working. But I got a few here that I want to do. I know this one was running. This one, yeah, I love these old lawn boys. I might have to do this one on a two-stroke Tuesday. But I have this one. That one's identical. I was going to use it for parts, and then I have another one over here. You can see it, and that has the 6.5 horsepower. It's a little newer, a different engine. These are the 5 or 5.5. But I used to use this one all the time. Oh well, that'll be on some next videos coming. All right, well that was it. That's always kind of fun to look at a mower and trying to diagnose, you know, what's wrong, why it's not starting, why they threw it away, and all that stuff. And this was kind of a neat one. It was just all banged up, but a lot of good parts on it, right? So, and the timing was perfect. I got it right after I picked up the other one that needed a carburetor, so I was able to fix that one with no money out of pocket, and just use my parts mowers to get it running. So I guess that's it for this video. These other ones I'll cover at a later date. I'm just trying to get, I know there's a lot of stuff, you know, on Craigslist. Everybody's trying to get rid of their stuff, and I'm trying to get what I can, fix them, and consolidate, you know, trying to determine what's junk and what's not, what I want to keep for parts, and then get rid of the rest, right? So that's what I'm doing. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.